Guys, I just finished editing and I'm just realizing how terrible this tour was. So I apologize, and I also apologize for how much I apologize in this video, and I'm going to leave some timestamps down in the description so you can skip through some things, and yeah, so sorry, and sorry for saying sorry again. Alright, bye. Hey everybody, my name is Ryan, and this is Ryan and Her Books. So if you've been watching me for my past few videos, welcome back, thank you for coming back, and if you're new, welcome to my channel, and I hope you stick around. So today is I'm going to be showing you my bookshelf tour, which I filmed last night, and I am just doing the intro and the outro today. So it took me so long, guys, a lot longer than I thought, because I don't have as many books as a lot of booktubers, so I thought it was going to be pretty quick, but it took me forever. So ahead of time, I want to apologize for the noise in the background, because I did film this on the 4th of July, so I didn't factor in that there was going to be fireworks going off. So there's a few fireworks in the background, and I want to apologize for that ahead of time. I have some points over here. Also, I apologize for my mispronunciation of names. I do that a lot. I tend to do that a lot, and I'll try to get better on it. But if I say something wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments, and I'll try to remember for next time if I bring them up again. I'm just so terrible at pronouncing names, so excuse my mispronunciation. Let me see. Oh yeah, I filmed that night, and that's why you hear fireworks going off. So I have my flashlight on my video, and I think that it showed the books better, than the overhead light would have been, because the overhead light is yellow, and I don't really like lighting like that. So I hope you can see it well, and you think it'll be better as well. Let me see. Anything else? No. I think that's pretty good. So, oh, one more thing, not as important, the bow. I know it's gigantic. I was trying to get it out of my face, but it won't stay, and no matter where I move it, and after I get off cross country, I really just want to tie it up and relax, so I'm not worried about it. So that's pretty much it. Since this video is already going to be kind of long, we're just going to get to the video. Okay guys, so on this first shelf, I have a lot of my series as well as the next few shelves. And right here I have a pop doll from the Labyrinth. This is Ludo. And over here is another pop doll from the Labyrinth, and this is Hoggle. So let's get started with this. Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, and Ruin and Rising, also by Leigh Bardugo. The Rose and the Dagger, and The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. I just said those in opposite order. The first one is The Wrath and the Dawn, as you can see right here, and then The Rose and the Dagger. Seraphina and Shadowscale by Rachel Hartman. And as you can see with this light on, because I thought you could see the books better instead of the overhead light, they shine really beautifully. Just look at that. Those are beautiful. Fallen, Torment, Passion, and Rapture by Lauren Kate. A Darker Shade of Magic, A Gathering of Shadows, and A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. I have yet to read A Conjuring of Light, but I think I will get to it next month. Cinder, Scarlet, Cress, Fairest, Winter, and Stars Above, all by Marissa Meyer. Flawed and Perfect, both by Cecilia Ahern. And right here is a flawed tattoo that came with the flawed book. I felt like I should show you them without their transparent desk covers, because I just think that it's so beautiful how they did the designs on these two, even with the desk covers. I just love the design on this. Okay, so we've moved down to the second shelf on my bookshelf. And this is another row of series, and on this shelf we have two more pop dolls from the Labyrinth. Right here is Sarah, and this is Jareth. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, Hollow City, and Library of Souls, all by Ransom Riggs. Lies Beneath, Deep Betrayal, and Promise Bound, all by Anne Greenwood Brown. Rot and Ruin, Dust and Decay, Flesh and Bone, Fire and Ash, and Bits and Pieces, all by Jonathan Mayberry. Of Metal and Wishes, and Of Dreams and Rest, by Sarah Fine. Impossible and Unthinkable by Nancy Werlin. I don't have the matching covers to this, which kind of bothers me, but I read it a long time ago, so I've let it go. Where She Went and If I Stay by Gail Forman. I just noticed I had those backwards on my shelf. What I meant was If I Stay and then Where She Went by Gail Forman. Born at Midnight, Awake at Dawn, Taken at Dusk, Whispers at Moonrise, and Chosen at Nightfall, all by C.C. Hunter. Zombie, Zombie Underground, Zombie City, Zombie Angels, Zombie Baby. Zombie Gladiator, Zombie Mission, Zombie Clans, Zombie Family, Zombie Bride, Zombie Fugitive. And finally, Zombie Goddess by Darren Shan. Okay, so we're on to the third shelf here on my bookshelf, and it is another shelf of series. Now, right here, we have another mini pop doll that came with Sarah from The Labyrinth, and this is Worm. City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, and City of Heavenly Fire makes up the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. By the way, I forgot to mention that these little yellow marks right here mean that I have not yet read the book. I am apologizing now for the sound in the background. It's the 4th of July when I'm filming this, so there are fireworks going off, and I apologize. So first here is Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare, which makes up the Infernal Devices trilogy. This one looks different from the first two because I got it from Book Depository, and it is the UK edition. Unwind, Unholy, Unsold, and Undivided, all by Neil Susterman. Matched, Crossed, and Reached, all by Ali Kandi. A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I have not yet read these two, and I don't have the third book yet. Teardrop and Waterfall by Lauren Kate. Again, not the matching covers because she made new covers, which are these ones. And I had already had the original cover for Teardrop and just didn't rebuy it and in the new cover. This is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark by Alvin Swartz, illustrated by Brett Hellquist. I'm very sorry if I said those wrong. And this is a box set of the first 3 books. Well, the only 3 books in this collection. This collection contains Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, Book 1, More Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which is Book 2, and Scary Stories 3, More Tales to Chill Your Bones, which is the 3rd and final book. I read these books when I was really young, so they have really sentimental value to them, and I still read them every now and again when I'm feeling sentimental. Once again, I am so sorry about the sounds in the background. I couldn't have chosen a worse time to film this. Illumine and Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I love these books, and I cannot wait for the 3rd one to come out, which is called Obsidio. Look at those unique designs without the dust jacket on. I just love the detail they put into these. It has like the files that they talk about in the book printed on the cover under the dust jacket, and I just love it. Okay, so now we are onto this shelf, which is not full because these first 4 shelves I am dedicating just to series, and I didn't have enough to fill it up. So right here are ones that I have not gotten all of the sequels to, or I don't intend to finish, which is only one of them, or they're like side stories to a series that I've already been reading. So I have one pop doll on this shelf, and it is another version of Jareth from the Labyrinth. As you guys can tell, that is like my favorite movie, so I got all of the pop dolls in the collection. First, here we have Caraval by Stephanie Garber, and I have not yet read this because I'm waiting for it to get closer to the release date of the second book so that I don't have to wait too long if there's a big cliffhanger. Next up is Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. I have not read the Divergent series, but I picked this up because the synopsis intrigued me, and then I found out about all of the controversy surrounding it, but I already have the book and I do intend to read it. And I will probably read it before the second book comes out, because with all the controversy surrounding it, I want to make sure that, like, I want to check up on what people are talking about before I support the author by buying the second book. Here we have Magonia by Maria Devana Headley, and I actually have read this book, and I have just been procrastinating getting the second book for no reason. I really want it because I really did enjoy this book. It was really unique. But yes, I still need to get the second one. Tales of the Peculiar by Ransom Riggs, which is a collection of short stories that goes with the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children trilogy. Wires and Nerve by Marissa Meyer, which is a graphic novel following Aiku, the cyborg's best friend, so Cinder's best friend. And it takes place after the ending of the Lunar Chronicles series, and I am just waiting for the second one to come out. I have read this. The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. I have not read this yet, and I do not have the other two books, so I'm waiting until I at least get the second one to pick this one up, which is something I do often. And I am also anticipating the movie that is coming out sometime, I think, the beginning of next year or the end of this year. I'm not very sure on that, so don't take my word for it. Pivot Point by Casey West. I have not read this yet, and I think I plan on reading it before I get the second one because I'm not too sure about this one. I don't know if I'm going to like it. I picked it up at a library book sale for like $2, so I figured I would give it a try. Tankborn by Karen Sandler. This is the one book in a trilogy that I don't know if I will be continuing because I read this one, but it was so long ago that I don't really remember a lot that happened, and it's a little bit confusing if you don't read the books soon after you finished it, because I remember there being a lot of little details and the world was strange. So unless I reread this one, I doubt I'll be picking up the next two books. This Savage Song by Victoria Suave. I have not read this yet, but I am highly anticipating it. I wanted it for a very long time, and I am just waiting until I pick up the second book to start this one because I have a huge feeling that I'm just going to completely adore it. Next up is Unforgiven by Lauren Kate, and like it says, this is a Fallen novel that follows Cam from the Fallen series, and it gives you his story after he takes off. And finally here, we have the Chronicles of Narnia series, which I have not read. I borrowed this entire box set from my friend Megan, and I've only read the first book in publication order, which is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I think I got a little less than halfway through the second book, but I really wasn't in the mood to read these, so I didn't. And I'm not going to take these all out of the box set because I don't want to damage them since they're my friends, but I will show you that side of it and read off the titles. We have The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, The Silver Chair, The Horse and His Boy, The Magician's Nephew, and The Last Battle. Okay, lastly down here is my shelf full of stacked books that are a mix of books I had to read or have to read for school, poetry books, some books that my mother gave me or I got as gifts, ones that I have a double copy of that don't really match with other ones, just a lot of random books really. And I'm not going to take all of these down, but I will read them off to you and maybe show you a few. So right here we have my 2 poetry books that I own, and I've also read Salt, and I want to own that because I read it from the library. So we have The Princess Saves Herself in this one in the back, and Milk and Honey in the front, and they have all of my tabs for my favorite poems in it, and this is just a little diamond I have to hold them up, which I got from a craft store a long time ago. Right here on the stack with the tabs on it, and again the tabs signify books that I have yet to read but plan to. We have Mississippi Trial, 1995, Stephen King, Full Dark, No Stars, and Rose Madder, which I absolutely adored that book. We have The Three Musketeers, The Company You Keep, Shoot the Moon, The Freedom Writer's Diary, Brian Benson's Going Somewhere, Paranoia, and The Wasteland Saga. I just realized I didn't give the authors for this. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at this. So, the author of Mississippi Trial is Chris Crow. And I said Stephen King for those ones. So, Neil Gordon, The Company You Keep, Shoot the Moon, is Billy Letts. Okay, over here we have this one, which is sideways. This is Said the Shotgun to the Head by Saul Williams, which is actually just one poem / speech that he put into a book. So it's very short, and I got it from Book Outlet a while ago when I seen it on Clockwork Reader's channel. I seen her talking about it. So right here we have The Night Circus, Baby Girl, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, Dream of the Blue Room, How I Live Now, another copy of Unholy, On Dublin Street, Beautiful Lies, The Betrayal of Natalie Hargrove, Beyond, Speak, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, and I, Villain. And finally on the shelf, we have my school books and some other random adult books or gifts that I have gotten. First we have Hiroshima, Warriors Don't Cry, Lord of the Flies, The Prince, Treasure Island, a thesaurus, some books that my mother got for a family member a while, which is a good first step. Then we have A Separate Piece, The Color of Water, Dying for a Drink, which is another book my mom got for a family friend, Camo Girl, The Fugitive, You Came Back, The Girl Who Stopped Swimming, The Grey Ghost Murders, and The Returned. Alright guys, we are done with the first shelf and on to the next, which is this very smaller shelf. It only has 2. And we're going to start at the top. Heartless by Marissa Meyer. A Teaspoon of Earth and Sea by Dina Nayeri, I think that's how you say it. I think it's Dina Nayeri. I have not read this book yet. 23 Minutes by Vivian Vandy Velde. Send Me a Sign by Tiffany Schmidt, which I have not read yet. Bad Boy by Walter Dean Myers. Stay Awake by Dan Schoen. 5 to 1 by Holly Bodger. Complicit by Stephanie Cohen. This Is Where It Ends by Mariki Niekamp. Mariki Niekamp. I am so sorry that I am so terrible at pronouncing names. Better Off Friends by Elizabeth Eulberg. Keep Me in Mind by Jamie Reed. And can I just say that I love this cover. I Was Here by Gail Foreman. Everything Everything by Nicole Yoon. History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. Soundless by Rochelle Maid. Far, Far Away by Tom McNeil. Salt to the Sea by Ruta Sepetys. The Steep and Thorny Way and In the Shadow of Blackbirds, both separate standalones by Kat Winters. The Summer of Chasing Mermaids by Sarah Oakler, which I have read completely, but I began reading again since I loved it so much. Say You're One of Them by Akpen. Winter Song by S.J. Jones. The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, which I cannot wait to read. City of Saints and Thieves by Natalie C. Anderson, which I also cannot wait to read. Alright, down to my last shelf of the video, and we're starting over here with Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. Paper Towns by John Green, which I have not yet read. The Truth About Forever by Sarah Dessen, which I have also not yet read. Unbroken by Laura Hillenbrand. This Is Not a Test by Courtney Summers. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews. 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Looking for Alaska, also by John Green. The Boys in the Boat by Daniel James Brown, which I have not read yet. Hungry by H.A. Swain. One Was Lost by Natalie D. Richards. I Swear by Lane Davis. Hysteria by Megan Miranda. My Second Copy of Everything Everything, the Movie Edition by Nicola Yoon. Room by Emma Donahue. Where Things Come Back by John Corey Whaley. Like No Other by Una LaMarche. Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Zabetis. The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson, which I have not yet read. Conversion by Catherine Howie. The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, which I have not yet read. The Book of Negroes by Lawrence Ho, which I have still not read. Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West. The Book Thief by Marcus Suzak. A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. And finally, guys, the last book I have here to show you is The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon, which is very fitting since this is one of my favorite books of all time. Okay guys, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the bookshelf tour, so now you know what I do and don't have. If you made it to the end of this long video, please comment below, tell me if I had any books that you want to read, or if we have any books in common, or anything like that. And thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video, and remember that if you like this video and you want to see future ones, click subscribe down below and click the bell icon to see when I post new videos, and like this video if you liked it. So thanks for watching. Bye!